Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be predicting UFC Fight Night Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. Let's get into it. Starting off with the first fight on the card, we have is Mark Beluju versus Denzel Freeman. Mark Beluju is 6-0. His last fight was against Goremi Cavaladze and got a TKO in the first round. Denzel Freeman's record is 6-1. His last fight was against Hubo Kunha and won by TKO in the second round. Denzel Freeman comes out fast, putting pressure on Berhulio right away. He closes the distance early, not giving Berhulio time to set into his rhythm or use his reach. Freeman lands heavy shots in the clinch, forcing Berhulio backwards and making the fight physical from the opening seconds. As Berhulio tries to reset and create space, Freeman keeps pushing forward, throwing big power punches and looking for anything clean. A hard overhand or uppercut catches Berhulio, rocking him. Freeman swarms with follow-up shots against the cage, unloading until the referee steps in. My prediction, give me Denzel Freeman by TKO in the first round. His speed, pressure, and early power overwhelm Berhulio before he can adjust. So my prediction, Denzel Freeman by TKO in the first round. Next fight on the card, we have is Nicholas Dalby versus Sayakov Xmayev. Nicholas Dalby is 23-6-1. His last fight was against Randy Brown and got a TKO in the second round and lost. Then and Sago Izkamayev, I'm so bad with these names, record is 22-2. His last fight was against Kotim Boznarov and got a sub in the first round. The fight starts with Dalby using his experience in striking fundamentals, trying to control distance with kicks and jabs. He looks to set the pace early and keeps Ismakav at range. Ismakav, however, is patient and composed, staying tight on the defense and waiting for openings to counter. As the rounds progress, Ismakav starts to impose his game plan. He mixes precise counters, clinch work, and well-timed takedown attempts to disrupt Dalby's rhythm. Dalby has flashing of offense and lands clean shots, but Ismakav adaptability and pressure makes it hard for him to dominate any round completely. By the later rounds, Ismakayev's consistency and ring control become clear. He picks his moments carefully, avoids unnecessary risks, and steadily accumulates points. Dalby remains dangerous, but he struggles to turn the tide. My prediction, give me Sago Ismakayev by a decision. I think he wins by a decision. His smart strategy, precision, and composure earns him a hard-fought victory here. Next fight on the card, we have is Nurullo Alivayev versus Shamrock. Nurullo Alivayev is 10-0. His last fight was against Joe Salicki and got a decision win. Shamrock is 12-1-1. His last fight was against Attila Korkmaz and got a decision win. The opening bell, Shamrock comes forward looking to impose his power and make the fight physical. He throws combinations and tries to cut off the ring, but Nurullo Aliyev stays composed, uses his jab and footwork to control distance and dictate the pace. As the fight progresses, Alivayev picks his moments carefully, landing clean counters and avoiding unnecessary risks. Rock has bursts of aggression and lands some solid shots, but Alivayev's movement, timing and accuracy allow him to stay ahead on the scorecards. In the later rounds, Aliyev continues to control the fight, keeping Rock on the outside and picking apart openings with precise combinations. His patience and smart boxing ensure that he outpoints Rock round after round. My prediction, give me Nurullo Alivayev by a decision. His composure, ring control, and accuracy earns him a clear points victory over the duration of this fight. So I do have Nurullo Alivayev, but I do think Shamrock will put up a good fight. Next fight on the card, we have is Ismail Nurdiev versus Ryan Loder. Ismail Nurdiev is 24-8. His last fight was against Young Jong Park and got a decision loss. Ryan Loder's record is 7-2. His last fight was against Azamak Bakayev and got a TKO in the first round with a loss. From the start, Ryan Loder looks to push the pace, trying to close the distance and test Nurdiev's striking. He throws heavy combinations and looks for openings, but Ismail Nurdiev stays composed, uses his reach, footwork and timing to control the distance. As the rounds go on, Nurdiev begins to impose his game plan. He picks his shots carefully, lands clean counters, and avoids getting drawn into the wild exchanges. Loder has moments of success and lands some solid strikes, but Nurdiev's precision, movement, and ability to dictate the rhythm keep him up ahead on the scorecards. By the later rounds, Nurdiev continues to outbox Loder, uses a mix of kicks, punches, and smart positioning to stay in control. His patience and ring IQ make it clear he is earning the rounds consistently. My prediction, give me Ismail Nurdiev by decision. His composure, technique, and control allows him to edge out a win over Loder. And yeah, so I do have Ismail Nurdiev by a decision here. Next fight on the card, a fun fight. We have his Big Zat Almakhan versus Alessandro Topuria. These names are so hard. Big Zat Almakhan is 12-2. His last fight was against Brad Katona and got a TKO in the first round, and he won that. Alessandro Topuria, yes, the brother of Ilia Topuria. His record is 6-1. His last fight was against Colby Thickness and got a decision win. The fight opens with Almakhan trying to use his striking and movement to keep Topuria at bay. He throws quick combinations and looks to control the distance early. But Topuria stays patient and composed, waiting for his moments to counter and impose his game plan. As the rounds progress, Topuria begins to take control, mixing precise counters, pressure, and well-timed takedown attempts. Almakhan lands clean shots at times and keeps things competitive, but Topuria's consistently adaptability and control of the pace allow him to accumulate points round after round. By the later rounds, Topuria's ring IQ and timing clearly shows. He avoids unnecessary risks, stays composed under pressure, and continues to pick his shots carefully, making him difficult to beat. Almakhan remains dangerous, but he struggles to change the momentum. My prediction, give me Alessandro Topuria wins by decision. His smart strategy, precision, and ability to control the pace earns him a clear victory here over the distance. So I do have Alessandro Topuria by a decision here. Next fight on the card we have is Tagir Ulanbekov versus Koji Horiguchi. Tagir Ulanbekov is 17-2. His last fight was against Azat Maksum and got a decision win. Koji Horiguchi is 34-5. His last fight was against Nazamalu Zulu and got a decision win. The fight starts with Horiguchi using his trademark speed and movement, bouncing in and out and with sharp strikes and trying to keep the exchanges at range. Ulanbekov stays calm and disciplined, looking for openings to counter and timing his level changes carefully. As the fight settles, Ulanbekov begins to find success with his grappling. He mixes in takedown attempts, clinch control, and scrambles that slows Horiguchi down, just enough to take the edge off his speed. Horiguchi still lands clean shots and spots, but Ulanbekov's pressure and wrestling steadily chips away at the momentum. By the later rounds, Ulanbekov is dictating more of the fight, controlling positions, scoring with steady groundwork, and keeping Horiguchi from finding long stretches off offense. It stays competitive, but Ulanbekov's consistently in grappling control makes a difference. My prediction, give me Tagir Ulanbekov. I think he's going to win by decision. His wrestling, pressure, and composure outscore Horiguchi over the 3 rounds, so give me Tagir Ulanbekov by a decision. Next fight on the card we have is Abdul Rahman Yakayev versus Rafael Sekera. Abdul Rahman Yakayev is 7-0. His last fight was against Alec Lorenzo and got a TKO in the first round. Rafael, how the fuck these names are so hard to say. Rafael Sekera, his record is 11-3, and he fought Julius Walker. I forgot to put if he won or lost. I'm an idiot. Anyway, The fight starts with Sakira trying to establish his striking early, looking to pressure Yayakiyev and finding openings. Yayakiyev, however, comes out sharp and aggressive, immediately taking control of the centre of the cage. He times his counters well and lands hard, precise strikes that visibly hurts Sakira. Sensing his opponent is in trouble, Yayakiyev presses forward without hesitation. He unleashes a powerful flurry, mixing punches and kicks that force Sakira onto the defense. Sakira tries to recover and defend, but Yayakiyev maintains relentless pressure, landing clean, heavy shots. The referee stops in as Sakira, whatever the hell he say, can no longer defend himself. My prediction, give me Abdul Rahman Yayakiyev to win by a TKO in the first round. His speed, accuracy, and aggressive start overwhelms Sakira before he can settle into the fight. So yeah, give me Abdul Rahman Yayakiyev by a TKO in the first round. Next fight on the card, we have is Bogdangrad versus Luke Riley. Bogdangrad is 15-3. His last fight was against Muhammad Naimov. Why did I forget? I forgot. What if he fucking won? I lost. I'm an idiot. Luke Riley, he's 11-0. His last fight was against Terrell Absov and won by TKO in the second round. The fight starts with Grad trying to impose his striking and control the distance with sharp punches and combinations. He looks to keep Riley on the back foot and set the pace early. Riley, however, stays composed and patient, using his footwork and counters to avoid being pressured too heavily. As the rounds progress, Riley begins to find the rhythm. He mixes precise counters with 12-time strikes, slowly taking control of the exchanges. Grad has moments of offense and lands some clean shots, but Riley's consistency, movement, and ability to dictate the pace allows him to accumulate points round after round. By the later rounds, Riley's smart game plan and ring control are evident. He continues to pick his moments carefully and avoids unnecessary risks, leaving Grad struggling to turn the fight in his favour. My prediction, give me Luke Riley to win this by decision. His composure, timing, and ability to control the pace earns him a clear victory over the duration of this fight. So I do have Luke Riley by a decision over Bogdangrad. Next fight on the card, I think we're on the main card now. We have is Alex Perez versus Asu Amlabayev. Alex Perez is 25-9. His last fight was against Tatsuro Taira and got a TKO in the second round, and he lost that. Asu Amlabayev, he's 22-3. His last fight was against Jose Ochoa and got a decision win. The fight starts with Perez looking to establish his striking, using quick combinations and movement to control the pace. He tries to keep Amlabayev at range and pick his shots early, but Amlabayev stays patient, closing the distance carefully and avoiding prolonged exchanges. As the rounds progress, Amlabayev begins to impose his game plan. He mixes precise counters, well-timed strikes, and occasional clinch work to disrupt Perez's rhythm. Perez lands some clean shots, but Amlabayev's consistency, timing, and ability to control the centre of the cage allow him to edge the rounds. By the later rounds, Amlabayev's strategy becomes clear. He continues to pick his moments carefully, avoids unnecessary risks, and accumulates points steadily. Perez remains dangerous, but struggles to turn the fight in his favour. So my prediction, I have Asu Amlabayev by a decision. I think his composure, precision, and smart game plan earn him the victory here. Even if Alex Perez even shows up, which I have no idea if he will, Alex Perez, I mean, he backed out of that Steve Usyk fight because he got injured or something. I don't know what happened to him. So he hasn't fought in a week, but Asu Amlabayev, he's been active. So I do have Asu Amlabayev by a decision. Yeah, just because of him being active. Next fight on the card, we have a Sergey Spivak versus Shamil Gaziev. Sergey Spivak is 17-6. His last fight was against Waldo Cortez Acosta and got a decision win. I thought it was a loss. Okay, fuck. Anyway, Shamil Gaziev, he's 14-1. His last fight was against Thomas Peterson and got a TKO in the first round and won. The fight begins with Spivak trying to use his size and reach advantage to control Gaziev, throwing heavy punches and looking to pressure early. Gaziev, however, stays calm and composed, slipping shots and looking for openings to counter. He absorbs the early aggression while measuring his opponents, waiting for the right moment to strike. By the second round, Gaziev begins to turn the tide. He times a clean counter that visibly rocks Spivak, then follows up with a series of sharp, heavy strikes that force Spivak onto the defense. Gaziev keeps the pressure relentless, landing powerful combinations and targeting openings, without giving Spivak a chance to recover. The referee steps in, and Spivak can no longer defend himself. So my prediction, give me Shamil Gaziev by TKO in the second round. His patience, timing, and sudden burst of power overwhelms Spivak once the fight is underway. I do have Shamil Gaziev. I wouldn't be surprised if Spivak might pull it off, but I do have Shamil Gaziev to win by TKO in the second round here. Next fight on the card we have is Jack Hermansson versus Matibek Orabai. Is that how you say his name? Orabai. Jack Hermansson is 24-9. His last fight was against Gregory Rodriguez and lost by TKO in the first round. Matibek Orabai is 14-2-1. His last fight was against Torf Musayev and won by a sub in the first round. The fight starts with Hermansson trying to control the pace, using his wrestling and clinch work, looking to pressure Orabai against the cage and score with short-range strikes. Orabai, however, stays composed and avoids getting tied up, using movement and precise counters to frustrate Hermansson's pressure. As the rounds progress, Orabai begins to dictate the action. He lands clean, sharp strikes, and mixes in well-timed takedowns defense. That prevents Hermansson from gaining a clear advantage. Hermansson has burst of offense, but Orabai's consistency and ability to control the distance allow him to score points steadily. By the later rounds, Orabai's smart strategy and composure are clear. He continues to pick his moments carefully, avoids unnecessary risks, and outpoints Hermansson over the course of the fight. My prediction, give me Matibek Orabai by decision. I just think Jack Hermansson, he's getting to his end. He just came off a horrible loss to Gregory Rodriguez, and him moving down to welterweight, I think that's what he's done. Yeah, a welterweight. I don't know if it would work, because I just don't see it. And I mean, Matibek Orabai, he's doing really well at the moment, and Jacob Hermansson, well, he's coming off a loss, so yeah, I'm going to go with Matibek Orabai by a decision here. Our next fight on the card we have is Volkan Ozdemir versus Alonzo Menifield. Volkan Ozdemir is 20-8. His last fight was against Carlos Ulberg and lost by a decision. Alonzo Menifield is 17-5-1. His last fight was against Umar Sy and got a decision win. The fight starts with both fighters feeling each other out. Menifield comes forward looking to impose his strength and pressure. Ozdemir early, throwing heavy punches and trying to control the center of the cage. Ozdemir, however, stays calm and measured, using his experience in precise striking to avoid damage and counter effectively. By the second round, Ozdemir begins to assert himself. He gets a clean shot that rocks Menifield, then follows up with powerful combinations. Menifield tries to respond, but Ozdemir keeps the pressure relentless, landing heavy strikes and forcing Menifield to quit, basically. The referee steps in, and Menifield can no longer defend, My prediction, Volkan Ozdemir by TKO in the second round. I think Alonzo Menifield, yes, he had a good one over Omar Sy, but Volkan Ozdemir, I think he's better than Alonzo. I'm being 100% honest. He's better than Menifield. Menifield's shit. I'm sorry, but Menifield ain't shit. Ozdemir is good. He nearly beat Ulberg. Well, he didn't. He probably got a round out of it, but Carlos did actually beat him probably 2-1. But yeah, I do think Ozdemir, it's going to be an easy one for him. So I do think he's going to. I think he's going to win by TKO in the second round here. Now for the co-main event, we have Bilal Muhammad versus Ian Machado Gary. Bilal Muhammad is 24-4. His last fight was against Jack Della Maddalena and got a decision loss. Ian Machado Gary is 16-1. His last fight was against Carlos Prates and got a decision win. The fight starts with Muhammad looking to control the pace with pressure and high-volume striking, trying to test Gary's defense and set up opportunities to land combinations. Gary stays composed, using his movement, distance management, and precise counters to avoid getting backed up. As the rounds progress, Gary begins to dictate the exchanges. He lands clean shots, mixes in effective leg kicks, and frustrates Muhammad by neutralizing his forward pressure. Muhammad has moments of success and lands solid strikes, but Gary's timing, accuracy, and ability to control the pace allows him to consistently edge the rounds. By the later rounds, Gary's composure and smart strategy make it clear he is ahead. He continues to pick the moments, avoids unnecessary risks, and accumulates points steadily. Muhammad remains dangerous but struggles to turn the fight in his favour. So my prediction, I do have Ian Machado Gary by decision. His timing, control, and precision earns him a hard-fought victory. I do have Ian here. I think Bilal Muhammad, I think he'll put up a great fight. Ian, I think he's the next thing. And he beat Carlos Prates, which, come on, you look at Carlos Prates, he knocked out Jeff Neal, and then he knocked out Leon Edwards. And Ian beat Carlos Prates. Just think of that. And I think Bilal Muhammad, yes, he's good. I'm not gonna lie, he's a good UFC fighter. And he put up an amazing fight against Jack Della Maddalena. Yes, he lost, but it was a close fight. I'm not gonna lie, it was a close fight. And I just think Ian's gonna put the pressure on him. I think he's gonna wrestle him. I think he's gonna do well, and I do think Ian Machado Gary is gonna win by decision here. Now for the main event, we have is Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. Arman Tsarukyan is 22-3. His last fight was against Charles Oliveira and got a decision win. Dan Hooker's record is 24-12. His last fight was against Mateusz Gamrot and got a decision win. The fight starts with Hooker trying to establish his striking, using volume punches and kicks to control the distance. Tsarukyan stays patient, avoiding unnecessary risks while closing the distance strategically. He mixes counters with clinch work, looking for openings to take the fight to the ground. As the fight progresses, Tsarukyan begins to impose his grappling. He successfully lands takedowns and works from top position, maintaining control, while probing for submission opportunities. Hooker is dangerous on the feet and lands clean shots when Tsarukyan comes in, but Tsarukyan's patience and technique allows him to neutralize the bigger danger. In round 3, Tsarukyan finally capitalized on an opening lock and a submission after the series of precise transitions on the mat. Hooker tries to defend, but Tsarukyan's control and technique are too strong, forcing the tap. My prediction, give me Arman Tsarukyan to win by submission in the third round. His grappling timing and patience allow him to systematically break down Hooker and secure the finish. Yes, I do think Arman Tsarukyan will beat Dan Hooker. The reasoning for that is because I think I'm being honest, it's a mismatch. Dan Hooker, he had a close fight with Mateusz Gamrot. I'm not going to lie. It was a split. And I'm a huge fan of Dan Hooker. I love Dan Hooker. He's from my country, and I'm not going with him. Think about it. I'm from New Zealand, where he's from. Yet I'm not going for him. And the reason because I'm not going for Dan Hooker is because I think this is a mismatch, and I think Arman Tsarukyan is way better than Dan Hooker. And I think Dan Hooker should have just taken like a Gaethje maybe. I don't know. And then I think Arman's gonna win. I think he's gonna fight Ilia Topuria. I think that's the January card because I don't think Paddy's gonna get it. I think Paddy's probably gonna fight. I have no idea who the fuck Paddy's gonna fight. Maybe I don't know who Paddy could fight. Gaethje, maybe. He could fight Gaethje. That'd be a fun fight. I do have Arman Tsarukyan to win by submission in the third round. Yes, Dan Hooker does have a good takedown. Clinch. It's like stiffing the takedowns. Yes, he's good at that. I'm not gonna lie. He has good. But against Arman Tsarukyan, I don't think he's gonna do well against it. And I learned my lesson from that Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev fight. So I am gonna go with a more heavy wrestler, and I'm going to go with Arman Tsarukyan to win by submission in the third round. But that is it. Thank you for watching listening to my predictions of UFC Fight Night, Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel. It'll be a massive help. Thank you for watching. Take care. Peace.